Yeah. Here we go. Here we go. It's fine. We're just like bopping to the beat. Moving over here, right, man? Nelly. Yeah, there it is. She got that tattoo right on John's talk. I'm your host and producer, John Cancio. Hello out there in TV land. Another episode of John's Talk for you. Today's guest, we have Frank Duci sitting beside me. Thank you for joining me.
Real pleasure, John.
You haven't been on in such a long time.
Oh,
it's been a couple years, right?
On your program, yeah.
Well, you were on last year, right?
Yeah, when you were celebrating your...
my anniversary.
Yeah,
we have another
anniversary.
one coming up.
Is that right?
You're going to come, right? You're going to be there?
I'll be there.
He'll be there.
Yeah, is it
John's Talk
your 40th or 50th anniversary?
It's our 4th year anniversary.
Fourth year,
Last year
right.
was our 3rd, so
That's
this
right.
is our 4th. So that's,
Oh,
4
that's
years.
nice.
Not bad, right?
Yeah, I remember when you first started.
Yeah, that was such a long time ago. And you were there. You were on some of my first episodes.
Exactly right.
I think you were on my 7th episode. Was the
Something
first
like
time
that.
you came on.
Yeah.
And that was a long time ago.
Yeah,
so.
you've done a good job since then. Great.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. And you've done a good job, too, because you've been on for how many years?
Well, ever since cable started, in the 70s.
He doesn't go by years.
In the 70s, yeah. And I've loved every minute of it, you know, because you're dealing with people and you're dealing with their issues and, you know, and a combination of so many other things as they have to do with governmental involvement. And it's all very exciting.
Now, to go back, all the way back, not that it's that far back, because you're still young, right, Frank?
Right. I'm only slightly over 21.
Okay, so it's not that far back.
Okay.
Just when you first, how did you get into it? I know that's a tough question.
Into the elective.
Yeah. Were you a child getting involved, or did you more get involved as a teenager?
I tell you, my wife was the one. God rest her soul. She was the one that initially got me involved, and she says to me one day, you know, I got to talking to some of our friends, and they want you to be run for a committeeman. And this was in the 40s, you know. And I says, committeeman? What in heaven's name is a committeeman, you know? He says, well, you know, you go around, you get signatures, you know, and you campaign for the people that are running for office and so on and so forth, you know. And I wasn't interested at all. So she went around, got petitions, put my name on a ballot. I got elected committeeman in 1949. Wow. And after I went to a couple of meetings, I got to love it.
You got to love it?
So that's how I got started, yeah.
So what is the high off of it? What is the heat? You know, what is it about it? Is it helping people so much?
That's right. It's you know, ever since I got elected for 45 years, and ever since I first got elected, John, it's a case of working with the people, for the people, you know, and then, of course, debating some of the legislative challenges that come up, you know. And I always felt working for the people was very exciting. As a matter of fact, you know, each and every time a major issue came up, you know, I'd go out on the street, you know, maybe for the next week or two, and people would come up to me and say, gee, I heard you, you know, and we're for you, you know, and thank you very much for your help. And that is, you know, you can't buy that kind of a remark, you know.
And is that sort of the reason why you started the T-show? For you can be heard each week without having to go out?
That's what I was going to get into, exactly right. Yeah, and then, not when I was a committeeman, however. It was in the 70s when I was mayor.
Right. And
at that point, the cable people came in, and they wanted us to get involved in the Cablevision program, and they talked in terms of $3 a month, you know, and so on. And we thought, gee, that would be great.
Right.
$3 a month, you know, that's what they would be paying the people to have cable in their home.
Right.
And so that's the way it went for a number of years. Then it went up to $4, and then it went up to $7. Now I guess it's up to $44 or so. But at any rate, it's been very exciting, John. Yeah.
And I've enjoyed every minute of it, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, I've enjoyed it.
Have there been any heating moments of your show? Have you debated with anyone?
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Over the years, yes, I have. Yeah.
And you stuck up for what you thought was
Oh,
right?
yeah. I always did, John. I'll tell you why. I'm always proud to say I don't have a skeleton in my closet, and I don't. And politicians have tried to surface skeletons and was never able to be successful because I'm proud to say I don't have any, you know.
Right.
That doesn't say I'm perfect. I've made mistakes.
Right.
But I've never made any deals using the people as a tool so that I can make a few bucks.
Right.
And that's never happened. And so that's one of the things I'm very proud of. And the other is the fact that, you know, you work on a day-to-day basis for people, and when they come over and just say, gee, thank you very much, Frank, for what you did, as I said before, you can't buy that for $1 million, you know,
right.
That kind of a remark, you know.
Now I want to talk about before exactly you became mayor, the process of getting to that point. What did you do before you were mayor?
Before I was mayor, I got elected every 2 years.
Really?
I was a ward leader in the north end of town, where there's about 8,000 people or so, 10,000 people. And I was ward leader in that general area.
So you didn't start in Schenectady?
Oh, yeah.
You did start in Schenectady?
Oh, yeah, that's the north end of Schenectady.
Oh, north end of Schenectady, okay.
And then in '59, I decided to run for supervisor, the county, second ward. Okay. And I was elected. And then I got elected for 12 years as a county legislator.
Wow. And what was that like?
And I love that as well because, you know, again, John, a lot of nice things have happened.
Well, what's the difference between
then
that and being, then and now?
Then you had Democrats and you had Republicans, but in those days you disagreed respectfully, but when a constructive subject matter surfaced, right. Like I was chairman of education, and we talked in terms of buying the hotel, Van Curler, and turning it into a community college. Right. And so Democrats and Republicans worked together on that. I was chairman, but I got the support of everybody.
And that happened?
Yes.
That happened. You helped contribute to that?
I was the chairman, but if it were not for the Republicans and Democratic legislators supporting me, we wouldn't have been able to do it. So we did it together. Right. And of course, the community college, second to none in New York State. I think it's a great college. Right. They've done a great job.
And that's helped a lot of people.
Oh, yes, it has. Right. And we also, and I was chairman of education, we built a new library. We initiated branch libraries throughout the county. And we also helped enlarge the Glendale home, the Glenridge Hospital, and of course now they sold the Glenridge Hospital. Sad to say, I'm sorry they did that.
Right. Now there are a few topics that I want to get to with you.
Yeah, sure.
There was a parking lot. They were going to knock down some houses near, what was it, St. Clair's? St. Clair's?
St. Clair's,
yeah.
Yeah.
What went on with that?
Well, I have to, in all fairness, really the St. Clair's Hospital, they really needed parking.
The parking space?
Parking. And
but what about the people who lived there? I mean, should they just be bumped out from where they live?
Well, of course, they bought their property,
Right.
Yeah, so, and I guess they made a few dollars on it, but I can understand how they felt. And, after living there for
I mean,
so
some
many
places
years.
are sentimental. I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes there's no amount of money that can make you move from where you live. So,
no, it's true, John. That's right.
There's both, there's both ends of it.
You have to look at both sides. But in this case, there was no place that St. Clair's could go.
Okay.
See? And they have so many cars to take care of and no place to park.
So it's usually packed in St. Clair's? Is that something?
Oh, yeah.
Or was that one of the problems they had?
Yeah.
Too many? Not enough parking?
Yeah, that's one thing with St. Clair's Hospital. The limited areas that they have that could be developed.
And you've actually you've been there to experience that there's no parking.
Oh, yeah.
So you're not just saying this.
No.
You know.
No, we've been there year in and year out.
And what's going on with that project? Do you know at all? What's happening?
Well, from what I understand now, they're even considering maybe expanding and to other areas because they still need a few more spots.
Are they getting along with the process?
The houses are down.
The houses
were earmarked.
are down? Okay.
Yeah, they were earmarked, and the parking is being put in place. Yeah.
Mhm. Now, there was some discussion on daycares that were, there was some problem with daycares around there. They were unhappy.
Oh, I didn't know that. St. Clair's?
What I maybe maybe I'm
Yeah, I'm not.
reading it, but.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that.
Okay.
To tell you the truth. No.
Okay, let's get into the blackout that just happened not too long ago. Now that's
Oh, that was sad.
that was a big deal. I was actually taping a show.
Is that right?
We did all the work. 5 minutes into the program,
Well,
the lights went out.
yeah.
Then had to reschedule the show, unfortunately. So I'm sure worse happened to other people. I mean, that probably set back clocks and caused a lot of problems for a lot of people.